Imagine a friend of yours is going through a difficult time in their life. They just broke up with a partner and they're feeling really bad, lonely, rejected, hurt, and scared. They don't know how they're going to go out in this world again, being alone, and how they're going to survive. They're saying all these nasty things to themselves, such as, I will always be alone, I will never find somebody to love me, something is wrong with me and I cannot stay in a relationship. So, all these mean things. So, you're there as a good friend and you're offering support and you're reminding them of all the nice qualities that they have. And you're also reminding them that they are not unlikable or unlovable, actually, the opposite. And that you're trying to reassure them that sooner or later, somebody who will truly love them and care for them will be by the side. So you're saying all these nice things and you're trying to comfort them in the best possible way, right? Now imagine that this friend of yours is you. Would you say all these things to yourself? Would you be as comforting, as nice, as positive, as kind to yourself? Or would you beat yourself up and you would be harsh with the messages that you say to yourself? Now, let's talk about self compassion and some messages that you need to repeat to yourself. Hello, I'm Basis Sarantopoulou, psychologist, and I'm here to help you build better relationships with others, but also with yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to AntiLoneliness channel so that you don't miss any of the videos that I send to you every week. What is compassion? Compassion is two things. First and foremost, it's permission. It's the permission you give to yourself to acknowledge and engage with the pain and the suffering that you are going through. It's permission to take care of yourself, especially now that you are struggling. But also, compassion is one more thing, it's a promise. It's a promise to yourself that you're going to take care of yourself now that you're struggling, now that you're suffering. You are going to find a way to meet your needs, whatever needs are these that you have at this specific moment. So, if you got it already, self compassion is a way to be kind to yourself, to be compassionate to yourself, to be gentle and more loving to yourself. So, in case you haven't practiced self compassion before and this is new to you, and you don't know what to do when somebody says, well, practice self compassion, that's why I'm here. So, I'm here today in order to share with you 10 compassionate phrases that you can say to yourself, especially the moments that you are struggling. And by the way, if you want more help in that, how to build more self love and self compassion, have a look at the AntiLoneliness Academy because I have a course specifically on that. And it's not only just a boring course that somebody's talking only, I'm sharing it with you as a 30-day challenge. So every day you have an actionable step to come closer to your self loving and self compassionate side. You're going to love it for sure. 30-day challenge on self love and self compassion. Let's go back to the 10 phrases that you need to remind yourself every time you're struggling and you want to practice self compassion, but you don't know what to say. Okay, let's start with the first one. I did my best. That's very important to remind yourself because sometimes you know that you could have done more. Theoretically, yes, there's always more things to do. However, in this specific occasion, you didn't do all these things because you couldn't, because you were sick, because you were tired, because you had to take care of somebody else who was sick, because you had other obligations and duties, whatever the reason. And considering the amount of time or energy that you had at that specific time, you did your best. So remind yourself that I did my best means even though I know that I could have done more, still at that moment, I did my best. And let yourself off the hook of feeling guilty of why you didn't do more. That's the first one. Second, I forgive myself for not doing better, for not knowing more. Sometimes we tend to look back and try to find things that we could have done differently, and we continuously beat ourselves up. Why did we take that decision? Why we were not smarter? Why we couldn't see that coming? However, back then you were a little bit of a different person, with less experience, with a different kind of knowledge, in a different mindset, or in a different emotional or mental state. So you have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know back then, or for not doing better. So that's one thing that you can say. I forgive myself for not knowing more. There's always going to be a time that we will know better than our past self. Another one. Everybody makes mistakes. It sounds like a cliche, I know. However, when you realize that everybody makes mistakes and mistakes is part of life, an avoidable part of life, nobody can escape making mistake, you will give yourself permission to make mistakes, to go through mistakes, to make wrong decisions, because we are not perfect and because everybody makes mistakes. So, allowing yourself to make them is one compassionate phrase that you can say to yourself. Everybody makes mistakes. Why not me? Number four, I am not my thoughts. This is a very powerful phrase that you can say to yourself. Why? Because sometimes we think that every thought that crosses our mind, every opinion we have about ourselves or about others, it's true. However, one thing that you need to remember is that our thoughts are not always true, and we don't need to be defined by these thoughts. So just because your mind is telling you, for example, that you are a failure or that other people don't like you, it doesn't mean that this is who you are. It doesn't mean that this is true. So remind yourself again, I am not my thoughts. All right? Number five, today was tough, and it's okay if I take some rest. So, what happens usually is that even though some days we're really struggling, even though we're going through a lot, we believe that we have to perform or to work to the same degree as we were working in normal days. However, giving yourself permission, remember the word permission that we said in the beginning, giving yourself permission to rest is one of the most compassionate things that you can do. Today was tough. It's okay if I take some rest today. Number six, I accept myself as I am. I embrace both my strengths and weaknesses. That's another phrase that you can remind yourself. All this perfectionistic mindset that we carry sometimes, or we are exposed to because of social media, because of news, because of other people, it can surely affect and influence us into a degree that we think that we have to be perfect all the time. However, this is not possible, this is not realistic. So here it comes now, this phrase can help, especially these moments that we are pushing ourselves even though we're exhausted. I accept myself for who I am, with my strengths and weaknesses. Number seven, I might not be good at something right now, but I know that I'm growing. I know I'm progressing, and that's okay. Practice leads to improvement. So, again, we're talking about comparisons. Again, we feel that we are way behind others. We feel that we are not good, and that's not okay if we're not good. We have to be really good at our work. Again, you're giving a permission to yourself to not be perfect. It's okay. I know I'm not perfect. I'm not good at my work or at whatever task I am doing or the skills that I need to have. I know I'm not good at it, but I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, right? That's number seven. Number eight, I'm worthy of love and care and support. Many times, especially when other people reject us, betray us, hurt us, we tend to believe that we deserve this punishment, this isolation, this loneliness, this kind of treatment. However, we need to remind ourselves every single time that we deserve love and care and support, no matter what's happening in our relationships, no matter what's happening with other people. Just because somebody has chosen not to love us and care for us, it doesn't mean that we don't deserve love, care, and support. So, I deserve love and care and support. Number nine, I am feeling sad right now, and it's okay. I accept it, and it's okay to feel sad. And where sad, you can write or you can think of any other uncomfortable emotion that you're experiencing, any negative emotion, as we say. But actually, they're not negative. There's nothing wrong with these feelings. They're meant to be felt by us, human beings. So, I am feeling sad right now, and it's okay. I accept it, and I will allow myself to feel sad. Last but not least, I deserve to be happy. Sometimes we think that first we have to achieve something in order to allow ourselves to celebrate, reward ourselves, or be happy. However, that's not the case. Just because you are born and you live on this planet, you deserve to be happy. You don't have to earn your happiness. You are entitled to that at any case, either way. So, again, I deserve to be happy. Allow yourself this happiness. You don't have to work hard for that. That's yours. So these were the 10 self-compassionate phrases that I am offering to you, and I hope that you're going to use them. How you can use them? First of all, you can just write them down in your journal and go back to them whenever you feel like struggling, whenever you feel like needing some inspiration. You can also write them on post-its and have them around you in your office, next to your bed, on the mirror, so that you can see them every morning when you look at yourself in the mirror. You can even record them on your phone and you can listen to them with your own voice every time you need some inspiration. You can use them in any way you can. And of course, don't feel restricted in these 10 phrases. You can add many more, as many as you want in this list. This is an open list and it starts with today. Thank you very much for being here. Have a look at the Academy course 30-day challenge on self-love and self-compassion, because you're going to get even more ideas on how you can start being more loving and compassionate to yourself. It's definitely worth it. Thank you very much. Take good care of yourself.